Nous avons deux nouvelles pour toi. Une bonne nouvelle, c'est qu'ici, il y a une personne qui parle français.
Ah, ok, super.
C'est la bonne nouvelle. La mauvaise nouvelle, c'est qu'on va faire ça en anglais.
Ouais. Allez, ça me va. Ok.
Mais bon, on va commencer en français parce que nous sommes très contents de t'avoir ici aujourd'hui et nous sommes très, très remerciés avec toi d'être ici avec nous pendant cet après-midi. Alors, bienvenue et bienvenue chez nous.
Merci.
Moi, je suis Macarena, je suis journaliste et tu connais déjà Adri, c'est notre community manager.
Avec qui je parle, ouais.
Et Jorge, son travail, c'est toute la technique de tout ça, les ordinateurs et toutes ces choses que personne comprend, seulement seulement lui. Et Pablo, c'est notre spécialiste en rallye. Il connaît tout sur le championnat et surtout, tu es son pilote préféré. Alors, faites attention à ces questions.
Top. Ok, super. Merci beaucoup, moi, de m'accueillir. Ça me fait plaisir aussi. Donc, bon moment partagé, en plus pendant les fêtes. Donc, espérant que les internautes apprécient.
Merci. Adri, you can start.
Publisher start.
Ah, okay. Sorry, publisher, you can start.
So, Adrien, how did your career as driver began? Did you have the chance to drive in karting or something like that, or you debut seriously in rallying?
No, I have quite a standard study before rallying. So no karting before. I did all my study and then I went to the medicine. And in France, we are lucky to have the French Federation organizing a detection in France, which is Rally Jeune, that I think you know with Sabogier and Seblob. So yes, I was in fourth year in medicine, and I was like, oh come on, I want to try. I have nothing to lose. It was in a big show in France, in Paris, and I was like, okay, I will have a look on the. It was a motor show, so I will have a look on the cars, and then I will participate to that, and then we'll see where we are. And then I have no preparation, no karting, nothing, and I came from there at 21 years old. So yeah, and then after that, I started the rally that I think you know. So it was really really surprising, and this is also quite nice, I think, to follow for many people. We can also we can compare maybe where they are now and where they could finish. So it gives some dream. I think that was my dream anyway.
Yeah, Adrien, how was your experience in Rally Jam? But with a 20 euros registration fee, you drove all the French championship. How can you explain this to someone?
Well, I was lucky then after winning the Rally Jeune to go to the French Junior Championship for 2 years. So then I was in the French Federation team, and for me it was really good experience to have a really good night. Like we are competing on tarmac for 3 events and then on gravel for 3 events. So then at least it's a little bit like in the World Rally Championship. So it gives you a bit of feeling in both faces. And then it definitely helped me to then jump to the WRC right after. So if I can give any advice to any people, it's for sure we try to start with a championship. We are sharing tarmac and gravel, or maybe just come on one championship on tarmac and then go on one another on gravel. So, but at least you get a bit of everything of your driving.
You have experienced a quick ascent among the best of the best, from racing in the Fiesta R2T in the French National to debuting in the World Championship with R5 in less than 2 years. Would you say these were the right steps, or would you have done it differently?
That's a good question. To be fair, it's a really big step. Especially it wasn't even an R2T. Well, it was with a turbo, but it was an R2 National. So it was only 140 horsepower. And then I directly jumped from the French Junior Championship, fighting with 104 horsepower, 40 horsepower, two-wheel drive directly to the R5 that you know. So then now the new Rally 2, it was a really big step. I quite quickly get the feeling of the four-wheel drive, but the speed was so much that I did some mistake. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too big mistake, but still, if I could avoid this. Now they really have the chance to start with the Rally 3. So but there wasn't the Rally 3 before, so it was a big step directly. Now you can start with the Rally 3, and I think it's a really good school before to jump to the Rally 2. But for sure, where I was in the past, to be fair, I had no money, I had no sponsor, so I directly started with the French Federation. So they gave me the opportunity to start directly in the WRC Championship with the Rally 2, Rally 5, R5. I couldn't say no. So honestly, it was difficult to say no. So I jumped directly in that.
Adrien, in 2018, you won 5 out of 7 rallies and became French junior champion. What did you change to make such a big difference in comparison to the year before?
Well, for sure, 2018 was a really good year. 5 races, 5 wins in the championship. So we were champion before the end, which gave me more budget to finish and jump to the rally to the R5. Well, I think just the difference was just I took the experience because I was finishing every rallies in 2017. I mean, and then I was working a lot to try to improve my pace notes, my driving, my fitness, mentality, etc. How to control the stress. So it's all those things would definitely help me, and also the positive bring me more positive. Like because I was winning the first win, then it gave me more clearance, I would say, to work where I was a bit less performant. And then it gave me also positive, just okay, you can maybe do it on the next event, and then we get another fight, etc. So, but for that, you need to get the experience of everybody. So it was really important in 2017.
Yeah, and in the 2019, you got the second place in Monte Carlo, and later you had a terrible accident in Phuket. How did you recover in a week to drive the Corsica Rally?
Well, to be fair, I think my co-driver at that time was Renaud Jamoul, and he said to me, maybe we should not do the French rally. But I think it was the right decision to not be doing it. But unfortunately, because I was in the French team, so from the French Federation, it was like, a French driver not doing the French events. It was quite difficult, but for him, it was alright. But I think it's better to go to Portugal. Definitely, it was. I think it would have been better to not be doing it because, I have retired on the first day. I broke one suspension, so I restarted after I finished the rally, but my hands was still full of blood, etc. So it wasn't really nice. Even for the major, it wasn't so nice for me because then for sure I was looking like vampire, so like the Twilight movie. So it wasn't so good. But anyway, it's the past now. But sometimes I don't know if we say that like that in English or in Spanish. But when you fall out from your horse, you have to go back on. So as soon as you can. So maybe it was also better to restart, but I think it's always the better. When you fall, you have to stand up right after. So I think sometimes it's good to go directly, but maybe 1 week wasn't enough, but at least 2 weeks would have been good.
Maca, te toca.
Ay, perdón. Pensaba que iba a... Pardon. Okay, in 2020, you were an official driver at M Sport team, and that is any driver's dream, I think. How do you get there? Because this is like the work that everyone's won.
Well, it's all about opportunities. To be fair, you have to show yourself and to make some people happy to what you are doing. And for my side, I think Malcolm Wilson, that I think you all know, was quite impressed of my performance in 2019. when I was finishing top 10 in Monte Carlo. It was my first ever WRC event. So the last driver we did that was Sebogier in 2008 when he was in the junior championship in Mexico. So then Malcolm maybe saw something in myself and said, I think I want to help him. I still have my support from the French Federation and Jaco, also my partner, and Michelin. So I bring three partners coming from the French Federation, and then Malcolm also decided to help to take me for this season and to give me his support. So I have started like this in the M Sport team and in the factory team.
And after 2 difficult seasons, you are experiencing the same as Otanak or Elfyn Evans, who have relaunched their racing careers after having dropped out of the top team and race at least one season with R5, you in a Rally 2, with the direction of M Sport. Do you think you can do the same as them?
Well, that's the plan, for sure. We can look at Elfyn and Oit, etc. There is many examples that they are still driving, but for sure that's the plan. I think my career was really short. I went to the WRC car, to the Rally 1 car really quickly in 4 years. So it was really quick, maybe too quickly. But as I said, because I don't have any big money coming behind me. When somebody gives you the opportunity, you have to accept it. So I have said, okay, Malcolm, I'll follow you. If you think it's the right time, I go. Let's go. And then at that time, maybe yes, it was too early. Well, 21 was a good season. I think you said 2 years, but it was only one. It was 22. But yeah, 22 wasn't so good because many people don't really understand or don't know the story. But when you start to have a negative cycle, I would say it's difficult to get out. And then sometimes I wasn't really focused on driving, but just scared by not driving the next event or things like that. So it doesn't help in your mentality, in your head. So then you have to sometimes just step back in the over category, just to build up on the base, and then you can go back stronger. This is what was my plan this year. It's a challenge because it's really difficult. We have seen also many drivers going to the Rally 1 and then stepping back to the Rally 2 and never going back to the Rally 1. So I'm really glad after this really good season. We have been working every rallies to get the level we need to get for the Rally 1 car. I don't think I had this level when I was in 2022 at the beginning of the season. The pace was sometimes there, but the reliability, the experience was missing. Then this is what we were working this year, and it has been working really well, and I'm really glad to be back.
What have you learned this season with the Fiesta Rally 2 that you didn't know when you drove the R5? What changed in you?
You mean 2019 and then 2023?
Yeah.
Experience, more professional. When I say more professional, it's more about everything. Like my pace note is more precise. How I prepare the rally, the fitness I've got, the nutrition, etc. It's many things. Also, I work a lot more with the visibility with my eyes. It's quite difficult to explain, but these things that I wasn't working in the past. So I'm doing a lot more things. I prepare a lot more my rallies because it's not because before I was a lazy boy. It's just because I didn't know that we had to do like this. Because nobody really explained me how to do it, so I had to learn from myself. And I think that's the big difference, but also experience. You have to imagine that I've done a lot more Ks now than I did in 2019.
And as a journalist, I would like to know what do you think about the broadcasting of the WRC? Because do you think it is a useful platform for that satisfies the users? Because the general feeling is that it doesn't work as well as it should. Are you agree with this?
You mean with the Rally TV platform?
Yeah.
Yes, with the Rally TV platform.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's a difficult. That's
Well-
a difficult question. Be careful with that.
No, I can answer. It's just for me, it's a really good platform for us to watch every all live, etc. Definitely, it's really good. But I still have my point of view that I really liked following the rally when I was younger, and it was in the standard TV. That's my feeling in the past. But for sure, we see a lot more things now. But the only difference is now we have to pay every month, and not everybody is following the rally every rally. So it's difficult for some people, I can imagine, to pay €100 per year to watch maybe one or two events. Where sometimes it was maybe, oh, there was this rally, I want to follow him, and they were following one or two or three rallies. So there was positives, there was negative. It is difficult. I think we have a really, really good tool for us also to work. It's really nice because we can watch the stages from the over years, etc. So it's a really good tool. Honestly, I cannot really complain. There was positive, there was negative. I think, yeah, I think there was things to improve, but there is also really good things. So but I can understand that some people are complaining also. So it's, yeah.
And I have another difficult question.
And can I ask you a question? What is your feeling about it?
I think it's more or less the same. We have the feeling that it doesn't work as it should work sometimes because we saw the maps and those things that we don't like very much. But and I think it's a bit expensive for the people, but I think it's the only way for follow the rallies right now. I think it needs to be improved, but for the moment it's okay. I don't know
we
if
should
my
do
colleagues
maybe a bit
are
more.
Yeah, I'm with
agree
you.
with me.
I'm with you.
Yeah, we agree with you, but publisher and I we like to see the World Rally 2, the World Rally 3, the Junior.
Yeah.
Yes.
We like to see all,
Yeah.
and this is impossible.
Maybe
Until the last part,
maybe we miss a little bit more of the others categories.
Yeah. Mm.
It's difficult. It's a lot of cars, a lot of drivers. It's difficult to make up a broadcasting service
I
that's
think
satisfying.
if you want to follow the Rally 3 cars, you imagine you have to have a live from 2 hours nearly, or 1.5
Yes,
hours.
we know. In Spain, we have the same problem,
Yeah.
more or less.
It's difficult with the times.
It's not only in France. I thought it was only in France. But... No, for sure.
And I would also like to know your opinion about the current situation in the WRC. We think there are fewer brands, and matter seems more complicated with the hybrid regulations. What do you think about that?
Well, the thing is, when you are spectating, actually, you don't really realize that it's hybrid cars. If you are just watching, not even watching the TV or whatever. Yes, when we are on the service pack, so you can realize that we are hybrid, but in the stages you don't really realize. For us, it's a big challenge to drive. It's quite nice. I think things had to change. It was the right direction to go. But I think we should talk a little bit more about our e-fuel than the hybrid, because for me the big improvement is the e-fuel that we are using, the sustainable fuel that not so many people are talking about. We are all talking about hybrid, but there is already a lot of hybrid cars that you can see in the cities, but we don't have a lot of cars using the e-fuel. So for me, it's just the communication. We should be more focused on that, because it can be also the future. So yeah, but for me, it was good to have the hybrid and to be also in electric parts in the cities. I think this is also a good thing to relocate it, the pollution of the city a bit less.
And it's more difficult to drive on stage with a hybrid system. because drivers are always like you have to think a little bit more when the hybrid can start or stop.
But there was many things. It's because we have the hybrid system, the car is longer. So already the car is longer in the really narrow stages. So you have less margin for error. The car are heavier, so a bit more lazy, a bit lazier, heavier. And then, but the cars are still fast and really fast. They're as fast as the old spec. So because we have also 550 horsepower, which is not all the time, but we are braking, regaining 30 kilojoule, and then we unlock a boost. Depending the length of the stage, we can have 1 second or 2 seconds of boost, but this is an extra 150 horsepower. So, but then you don't have it all the time. So sometimes you have 500 horsepower. You want to be, for example, in 4th gear, but then because you don't have it, it was better in 3rd. It feels like this, that you have to think a little bit more. Sometimes you have to think like, oh, now I've got it, so then I have to be maybe a bit more progressive on the throttle, depending the mapping you've got with your team. But then a bit more progressive, and then you don't have it, then you can be really aggressive. So it changes all the time. So it for sure it's a lot more demanding for the brain.
Mm-hmm. Now we go with different questions. How did you balance your job? You said that you finished your medicine degree studies before you go rallying. Have you already worked as a doctor, or is an incompatible job to be 100% focused on rally?
Well, it was in 2017, 18, and 19. I was also working as a student in medicine. It's 9 years in France. So I was in 4th when I started rallying. But I have always stepped back to the same year. So 4th in 21, 4th in 27, 4th in 2018, and 4th in 2019, because the rally was demanding too much time to work, to prepare the rallies, etc. And then I couldn't really prepare the rally. I wasn't really prepared for my exam in medicine, so it wasn't really possible. Maybe with I don't like to say like this, but maybe easier study, demanding maybe a bit less time. It would have been working, but for me it wasn't possible. And then also you have to know that in France we have an exam after the 6th year, and if you but then it's a competition between each of us. So then I was going for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks rallying when the others were still working. So I was really getting a big disadvantage, and honestly it was like, and then at the end you choose your specialty. So I wanted to be a surgeon. So honestly at one point the boss of the university talked to me, and he said, Adrien, you have one opportunity, so just take it, go it, and put your study on the background for now. If it works, go on, and if it doesn't, maybe you will come back.
Yeah. Adrien, psychology is important when facing a season at the highest level, where you must deal with the pressure of the team and the results. I think that, but do you feel stronger than you did 2 years ago?
Well, for sure. For sure, because as I said, it's a mental sport, and you work on yourself all the time, and sometimes you have to accept that you have a boss. I think 90% of the people in the world have a boss above their head. It's the case for me, and you have to the pressure of the job. You can lose your job when you are doing whatever you do, and it's the same when you are rallying. But for sure, the pressure is there because you have also the criticisms from the media that you know for sure, and it's all the things that you have to manage. And when you jump from the medicine where you don't talk about publicity, the media, etc., and you jump to the rally. It's a really big step for me. I had to discover everything, and so then now I like to play with that. But sometimes for sure you have to accept also the reality of the things. And then you have to go forward. And when I say go forward, it's not to forget what you did before. It's just to learn what you did, your mistake, where you were good, and then you go forward with that to build the base.
What do you think is better, the Fiesta WRC or the Puma Rally 1? What would you highlight in each one? Difficult.
But I really like the Fiesta WRC, to be fair, just because it was lighter, it was more agile, and this is what I really like. The look also was really nice with the aero of those cars. So yeah, for sure, I really like the Puma and the Rally 1. But for sure, the Fiesta will stay in my heart for a long time because it was really, really nice to drive.
And you are one of the most charismatic driver on social media. Do you have a community manager, or is only you that manage your social media?
No, I have a community manager, but we really want to get this approach with the media, because even when I was not rallying, I was a bit hating the drivers were always the same and quite platonic media stuff. So I really want to change things, and we are always discussing what we can improve, etc. And yeah, it's a big part of our try to get also more people following the rally, just because we explain also things. I think you have seen also this year that I try to explain what we are doing between stages, changing tires, adjusting dampers, putting the lamp, etc. It's things that I also want to share to people, because for me there is many interesting things that we are doing. Sometimes I also need to be careful, to be fair, because I still have to drive the car. So I really decide where I have the time. The time I don't have the time, I say, okay, I was planning to do it, but I can't because I still have to be prepared for the next stage. So it depends, but I honestly try to do the best to get more people following us.
For me, your community manager is a legend. Is the best community manager of all World Rally Car drivers, for sure.
Perfect. Thank you. I will tell him. Good.
Okay. Adrien, for us and most of our viewers, Malcolm Wilson is a legend, not only in the sport field, but also financially speaking. How is it to work for him? Is difficult?
Well, you have to imagine it's David against Goliath. So it's a big. It's for sure we have much less. We have much less money to fight against Hyundai Toyota, that's for sure. And what they are capable of in M Sport, at M Sport is incredible. It's really nice. So they really deserve better, to be fair. The car is performance, there is no doubt about it. They have been missing a bit of ability this year, but they are working on it, and it's our plan for next year. We really want to be liable to scoring the maximum of points every time. It's because they deserve it. They are really motivated. You have to imagine they don't live like you in Spain, huh? Where you have the sun most of the time. They live in north of UK. It's many times a lot of it's windy, it's raining, it's cold, but it's beautiful landscape. When it's not cloudy and you can see the mountain, it's really nice, but
Yeah.
it's really different place. But what they are doing in this place at M Sport, it's incredible. When you go there, it's when I arrived the first time at M Sport, I was like with my eyes like where I am, it's crazy. It's so nice. Now we have the track also. It's quite nice to drive. And for sure, Malcolm, what he is able to do for the last how long is it? Such 5 years, maybe more. I don't remember. Anyway, it's really nice. Okay, before they had the full support from Ford. Now they still have support, but it's different. It's not really the manufacturing in. But what they are capable of. Don't forget. I've been part of the development in 22. I've done more than 70%, maybe 80% of the development of the Puma. We arrived in at Monte Carlo in 2022, and first night Lob was leading. I was already fourth of the rally, And then and then 2 days after, Lob was winning the rally. So what they are capable of is really, really good. Well, look at 17, 19, 18. So for sure, it's a family team, and what they are capable is really incredible, and they really deserve it.
And what are your targets for the 2024? Some podiums, a victory. We need to make a poll with our viewers. I think that you will got some podiums, but I need to hear from you.
To be fair, I want to do exactly what I was doing in 23. We focus on my drive, doing every rally to get the best and to try to fight for the championship. Avoiding every liability issue that we can have sometimes. We had some liability issues this year, but I've managed to get to good results, etc. I mean, with the Rally 2, and I want to do the same with the Rally 1. And then with the Rally 2, we are starting 5 in Montaigne, and we were winning the Central Europe. Okay, we are not in the WRC 2, but we won the event in RC2 class. Fighting a lot in Greece, in Portugal, etc. Even in Finland, finishing on the podium was brilliant. So I want to do the same approach. We'll see. Maybe the result will be less because the level is higher. The guys, you have to imagine, and the guys we are fighting on in the WRC category, it's crazy. We have guys like Seb Roger starting in 2008 in the WRC championship. We are in 2023, isn't it? So and then 24. So the experience that they've got, it's massive. So to fight against them, sometimes you get the pace to fight with them, but along the full rally, it's much more difficult because they are fighting in every case of every stages. So this is where it's really difficult because they have experience, they know the stages, they know the difficulty of the rallies. So I'm still a young driver. I have more experience than in 22 for sure, but I still have to learn as they were learning in the past. They were in the same situation than me. So my approach will be like 23, and it was working. So I want to do the same, and we'll see if it's.
Adrien, for us, it has been a real pleasure to talk to you today. We hope you've enjoyed it as well, but we need one last favor from you.
And me?
Yeah, one last favor from you. We'd like you to send a message to our RallyCast community, but it has been in Spanish, not in English or in French.
Okay. But I don't know any word in Spanish, so you will have to tell me.
It's so easy. It's easy. It's easy. Repeat with me. RallyCast siempre restando.
You lost me already. Okay. RallyCast siempre
restando.
Restando.
Bien. Hey,
RallyCast siempre restando.
Muy bien.
C'est parfait comme ça.
Perfect.
Merci.
Merci beaucoup.